Hey everybody, welcome to our weekend check-in video for PSY-45 research methods for Saturday, October 2nd. Just going to go over a few items as I always do, reminders, clarifications, etc. So let's get started. First up here is that our second unit is almost all finished here, at least all the assignments except for the exam are finished at this point here. So you are going to have your second exam coming this Monday through Wednesday, October 4th through October 6th. You should have already gotten an announcement about that earlier this week. As always, like you saw for your first exam, do take advantage of the study guide you'll find at the bottom of Unit 2 there. And do pay careful attention to the portions of that guide that are italicized, because that's the content that your 2 short answer essay questions will be based upon. So make sure you prepare really well for that. And you shouldn't have too much trouble just popping in your answer when it comes to those essay questions on your test. And just like the first exam, pretty much the structure is all the same. There are 50 questions, that's 50. It is 60 minutes long, and please be careful when you answer those essay questions, and you'll see a reminder about this in the instructions. Do not copy and paste material from your textbook or elsewhere on the internet there. Make sure you put things in your own words when you answer those questions there. And just one more issue about the exam, and again, this was in the announcement earlier this week about the exam. Please make sure that you finish up your MindTap assignments. I do leave those open over the weekend there, so you can get those done. So MindTap chapters 5 through 7, those assignments are due this coming Sunday, October 3rd by 11:59 p.m. So again, make sure you get them in by that time. Next item here is that your outline for your literature review paper. That's the second component there. That is due this coming Thursday, October 7th. That's the initial deadline. So make sure you get it in by that time. Like you saw for the first part of the literature review, there is a dedicated APA Lit Review module underneath Unit 5 of our course materials. So again, scroll down past Unit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, past Chapter 15. You'll see the APA module there. Take a look at Component 2. Everything you need to know is there, including at the top of the instructions for Part 2. Just like for Part 1, I put together a short little how-to instructional video where I have screenshots and I walk you through everything that's on the instructions there and just kind of give you some tips about what you need to do and avoid to get the most points on your paper. Do take a look at the rubric file, which you'll find towards the bottom of those instructions there. I just, again, show you some do's and don'ts. Things that may cost you some points if you make some errors there, so please be careful to take a look at that there. And also make sure that you do incorporate any feedback, that is corrective action, that I suggested from the first part of your paper. Some of you had some issues with especially the APA style and format of your references, so do make sure you clean all that up there, because I gave you some pretty detailed feedback there in Part 1, so if you haven't looked at it, please do, because it'll make it really easy for you to fix the problems you've got there. Again, a lot of it's easily remedied, italicizing your journal titles and volume numbers, double spacing, making sure you don't have author names all in capital letters, alphabetizing your list by author last name. All that stuff is really easy to fix, so please do take a look at the detail. I work pretty hard to give you feedback you can actually label constructive, because it will help you easily correct, and that way you won't lose any more points on this second and even the final part of your paper. So please do incorporate that. And like you saw for the first part of the paper, there are some samples provided there to help you understand or really see what you need to turn in. So do take a look at those samples. They'll help you out. I kind of have the good, the bad, the ugly kinds of samples, so you can see here's a really great example of an outline done right, and this is like a really lousy example that you don't want to turn in. So I do provide that just so you can see what I'm talking about. And do be careful. Also, you'll find this in the instructions there. Do be careful not to just have a bunch of quotes just strung together there. That's not writing. Quoting is not writing, and you'll lose a lot of points if all you put together was just block after block of quoted material from your sources. But do make sure you say something about at least, do make sure that you say at least one thing about every one of your references there. You have to say something, because you are going to cite them in your final paper, so make sure you have your citations. Your pocket guide is really great on showing you how to do citations, so do take a look at that, and I do have instructions about that, how to use the pocket guide there and where to find those citation examples. It'll really help you out, so please do take advantage there. Next item here is that I just want to remind you again, if you didn't see it there, for Chapter 7, the content in our Unit 2 module there, I did have a special little link there for related websites for Chapter 7. There's a great report there, a video story there from CBS News about placebo effects. It's very recent and it's really fascinating stuff. It kind of upends everything we thought we knew about the wisdom of not telling people they are in a placebo group. So do take a look at that. It's actually kind of fun to watch too. It's laugh out loud funny in a few places. So believe it or not, science can be fun sometimes. So check it out. Next thing here is at your Unit 3, which will cover Chapters 8, 9, and 10. That will open up Tuesday next week on October 5th. There is an introductory video there just to kind of tell you what I'm going to cover in that unit, so do take a look at that there. And do make sure that you note that it is a shorter unit as far as the number of weeks that I dedicate to covering it there. I do have to kind of condense a little bit, at least one place in the course, so everything will fit up until the last week of the course there. So make sure that you note that. You're going to find here that the Chapter 9 and 10 quiz and discussion, they are both going to be due on the same Friday, October 22nd. You'll see that when you look there. I will post an announcement to remind you, hey, just a heads up, in case you didn't catch it, this particular set of chapters, there's going to be 2 of them due, both on the same day regarding the quizzes and discussions. I just have to kind of do that in one place, and it's the best fit to do that, so that's why I do it there. And of course, once the unit opens up, you are welcome to work ahead. All the quizzes, all the discussions there, all the mind taps, all that stuff is open for you, and y'all know that by now, so work ahead as much as you can. The only thing you won't be able to get to ahead of time is the exam for Unit 3, but everything else is open. Next item here, and you will get a reminder about this, that the last day to drop is next Friday, October 8th. That doesn't just apply to this course, but any course you're taking here this fall semester. If you want to drop out, make sure you get on WebAdvisor and remove yourself no later than next Friday. If you don't do that and you just stop participating, you're going to end up still remaining on the class roster. We cannot drop you ourselves after that date on Friday, and you will have to accept a letter grade. This is stated on your syllabus there too, towards the first part of your syllabus. So please, if you care about your grade point average and you just don't think you're going to finish a course, this is the time to bail if you want to do it, because after that, it's the point of no return and you can't do it. So, okay, other than that, we have our live session on Monday coming up, so please do attend if you can. It would be great to see some of you. Please do watch those lecture videos. You'll find them coming in very handy for this next section of material, chapters 8, 9, and 10, especially chapter 10 there, but chapter 8 and 9 are both about designs. They are our first design chapters there. They're called Between Subjects Designs and Within Subjects Designs. BS Designs for short, and WS Designs for short. So take a look at those. It'll really help you out. Just got to trust me on that. Otherwise, if you need anything, you know how to get a hold of me. Reach out via an email from Canvas, and I'll be glad to get back to you. Otherwise, have a good weekend. Study hard for your exam, and I will see you next time.